The Attorney General of Oklahoma has filed a lawsuit against the nation's first religious charter school. Republican Gentner Drummond says the establishment of the St. Isidore of Seville Catholic virtual school violates religious liberty protections. He also says residents should not be forced to fund, quote, the teachings of a specific religious sect. The school responded, telling Catholic News Agency the Attorney General is using the language of fear and discrimination. And we go now to Brett Farley, Executive Director of the Catholic Conference of Oklahoma. He is joined by his legal advisor, Nicole Garnett, a law professor at the University of Notre Dame. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it. Brett, I want to start with you. The Catholic Charter School has the support of the Republican Governor Kevin Stitt. Are you surprised that the Republican Attorney General is now against it?
It does come as a surprise, given the overwhelming support in the state of Oklahoma for school choice in general. Coming out of the pandemic, we've seen overwhelming, I'd say north of 70% even, of support by parents for additional options in the school choice arena, because they recognize that when there's a multiplicity of options, then the kids win.
Yeah, Nicole, I'm going to go to you next. As we mentioned, the Attorney General calls the Catholic faith, quote, a religious sect. He also says the people of Oklahoma should not have to fund its teachings. How would you respond to that? And what do you make of this language?
Well, just to start with the language, as you know, unfortunately, the word sect and sectarian has a discriminatory history, particularly against Catholics. So it's unfortunate that the Attorney General of Oklahoma uses that bigoted code language and not just against Catholics, but explicitly warns that the state might have to support other minority religions like Muslims and Jews. And I just think that's really problematic. I also think it's important that this is why the Supreme Court has made so clear that the First Amendment's Free Exercise Clause prohibits religious discrimination and requires the equal treatment of believers and institutions. The way to protect religious liberty and to preserve religious pluralism is to embrace it, not suppress it. And I think that the Attorney General's statements in his lawsuits make clear that it's really fortunate the court said that over and over again. And even if he hasn't gotten the message, what we're trying to accomplish in Oklahoma is supported by the Free Exercise Clause.
Yeah, Brett, I'm going to go to you next. Talk to us about why the establishment of the Catholic Charter School, why it's so important, and do you think the best way to do it is with state funding?
This is something historically that the church has always done, partnering with the state and with the federal government to meet the general need, whether it's in terms of meeting the needs of those in disaster situations or in healthcare situations. So this is not something new. We're just simply taking this practice into the realm of education.
And Nicole, could this affect, other cases in other states or regions who are looking to add a Catholic charter school?
Yeah, I think this is the first, and Notre Dame has been really honored to partner with the diocese in Oklahoma to serve the needs of as Brett articulated them. It's not the last, because the court has made clear increasingly in cases, including last year in a case called Carson versus Macon, that when the state enlists private schools, privately operated schools to support educational pluralism and advance educational options, it can't turn away religious providers. That principle is crystal clear. We're testing that principle in Oklahoma. I think we will prevail, and I think that others will follow the lead of St. Isidore, and that will be good for religious liberty and also be good for kids for whom there is no perfect solution to education, and this might be a perfect option for the right children. And the church should be commended for trying to advance the cause of educational pluralism and opportunity.
Well, we thank you both so much for coming on. We're going to continue to follow this. God bless.
Thanks,
Thank you.